What's up, hi-ho wee-way? Thank you, Anime, for right off the bat with the prompts. We're back for more AI-generated television. Here we go. Let's just get right into it. Yeah, no even need for voting. What's up, Misha? What's up, Anime? Here we go. Let's get right into the first prompt with some AI-generated Inspector Gadget. Hell yeah. That's one thing where I think they've brought it back, but it hasn't really. They brought it back in like 2012 or something, right? Inspector Gadget. I think it's almost time for a third resurgence of Inspector Gadget. Although I just don't know if kids today can relate to. Because, yeah, I don't know. You got superheroes for everything. You don't need a gadget man. You got Batman. But here we go. Thank you, Anime, for this prompt. Wasn't there live action Inspector Gadget? There was, with Matthew Broderick. I think that would okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. CGI Inspector Gadget cartoon from 2015. Okay, so maybe not as ripe as I thought. I would like to see it. I don't know. No. I want to see original stuff. I don't want to see old shit keep getting recycled. Although that's kind of what this show is, so. Moving on. You are Inspector Gadget, a powerful but gullible agent. Your archenemy, Dr. Claw, has funded a new criminal organization called DPIA, but you think it's AIPD, which is a streaming show. Let's see what happens. One theatrical and one direct-to-video. Was Matthew Broderick in both? Because I could see his career following that trajectory to just straight to video. Some remakes and reboots are good. That's true. I guess if you've got a passion for it and you wanted to bring it back, I guess the difference is if someone with a passion and a vision brings it forward, it's probably going to succeed. If a studio tries to revive a franchise, it's probably not going to succeed. Unless there's that magic mingling. Matthew Broderick was in the theatrical one, yeah.
You have to find the real headquarters of this shadowy group.
Oh!
The only thing stopping you from investigating them further is that they seem to be able to track your movements and intercept all of your calls, even those made through public phones.
Even the public calls I make? I liked both Scooby-Doo live-action reboots. Looking at the casting for the live-action reboots, I'm like, they did a good job, like looks-wise, and it seemed like, personality-wise. But yeah, I was never a big Scooby-Doo guy. In the cartoons, they never showed Dr. Claw's face. Yeah, it makes it more scary. As soon as you show Dr. Claw, they did have that one action figure. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, they did have this guy. I don't know if this was just a joke or if this was real. There we go. Oh shit. Oh, he looks even more effed up by the chroma key I have set up, but there you go, Dr. Claw. Just to have him be like actually scary and spooky and never show him, and then to have that be the reveal as an action figure of what Dr. Claw looks like. I mean, way to just blow all the suspense you had built up. It's like a Rorschach test. It's like, imagine the spookiest, scariest dude you could think of, and then you get that. Well, in the first film, they showed his face. Yeah. I mean, honestly, having the restraint to not show his face was a smart idea. But at that point, you can never show it because it's never going to live up to what's in your mind. The claw is such an intimidating thing. I'm going to say you use this to your advantage to set up a trap at a nearby warehouse. A nearby, let's specify, because we always do generic warehouses. A nearby, what would be a nearby Amazon warehouse? A nearby, yeah, let's see. All of Amazon products at our disposal.
It works out perfectly.
Okay.
As soon as the criminals see their leader in the flesh, they attack him with baseball bats.
Oh my God.
You can now arrest them for armed robbery without any problem whatsoever. Unfortunately, one of the villains seems to be too clever by half.
By half? Mannequin warehouse. Oh, I like that. I'm going to update. Because you can hide. You hide amongst the mannequins. Oop. You hide amongst the mannequins and wait till the... and eavesdrop on the villains. Let's see what they have to say before we jump in there and try to arrest an entire organization.
The villain is talking about some sort of super weapon.
Ooh.
This device will destroy everything we touch. He doesn't sound very credible, so you decide not to believe what he says.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
After
not
all,
good.
you could build something like an atomic bomb.
Kim Jong-un? Was Inspector Gadget a cop or a private detective? I think he did work for the Force and then kind of became a private detective. He definitely worked with the police force, so. But, I mean, private detectives can do that. I don't know. That's a good question. Inspector. Isn't that an official title? Well, he worked for a chief. Okay, so then he did work for the police department. Okay. Not a vigilante. He's on American tax dollars, so a police consultant. No, I think... I don't know what's the backstory of why he became gadgetized? Yeah, the chief would always give him messages that self-destructed. Yeah, I guess you could still be private. Hey, what's up, Prince? You then see Dr. Claw for the first time ever.
Dr. Claw appears right next to where his henchmen were arrested just moments ago.
Oh, I guess we did arrest
I don't
him.
know why these idiots failed me, he growls, but I'm here now to make sure they are punished.
Oh. Gadget's backstory was kept pretty ambiguous in the cartoons, but the movie, they went into detail about it. Yeah, I guess that's another thing where it's like, yeah, he's got all these gadgets. Who cares how he got them? What matters is what he does with them. Was Inspector Gadget before or after RoboCop? Interesting. I don't know. Yeah. Was this like a kid-friendly RoboCop? Dr. Claw turns on the Punisher bot. $666 100 66 Punisher bot 666. Let's see what happens. Which has the following destructive capabilities. What type of doctor is Dr. Claw? Good question. I don't know.
A high explosive rocket launcher.
Uh-oh.
Cannon turret. Flamethrower.
Flamethrower.
Grenade launchers.
Hey. What's up, Power Culture? This is cool. Yeah, this is all AI generated, so.
Jetpack.
It's like a text adventure game where you could say anything. So, very fun.
He then fires the robot at the heroes, causing massive damage.
Causing massive damage. I like that the robot itself was very destructive, and then he put the robot that has rocket launchers in a rocket launcher and shot it at the police. This is all canon, yeah. Who's to say? You finally you step out of the shadows and finally confront Dr. Claw and PunisherBot 666. It's gadget time, right? He says that? Gadget time? Go gadget. Ah, shit. I should have just. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta. Go gadget. And then we'll let it generate the other.
You say excitedly. But wait. I can turn myself into an armless bodybuilder if need be.
Yes. Only leg day. Did I build this off the GitHub repo? Actually, this is NovelAI. I just have a weird stream interface for it, Power Culture. If you've never played NovelAI, here's a link. They have a free trial if you want to try it out. It's kind of like AI Dungeon, but much better run and organized. So... and this is currently using their most powerful AI model, which is like a 13 billion parameter GPT model. Inspector Gadget was voiced by Don Adams, who starred in the spy sitcom Get Smart. Oh, really? Dr. Claw escapes and leaves you to... I am a developer, Power Culture. Yeah, I do... I do full stack stuff. I'm working on back-end stuff right now. I was a mobile dev for a long time. I worked on Android stuff. Dr. Claw escapes and leaves you to battle the PunisherBot. 666 alone.
It seems that your secret identity is safe after all.
I don't think he had a secret
However,
identity.
you can't let him get away. You must stop Dr. Claw once and for all before he destroys humanity, or worse yet, the world of Inspector Gadget itself.
Yeah. Inspector Gadget had a mustache in the pilot. I remember reading that, yeah. And then they just made it like, I'm just disguised in the first episode. I think that would have been cool, though, to just keep that. But I actually, no, in the long run, I think it was better mustacheless. Thank you, Power Culture. Yeah, I stream all the time. Thank you very much for the follow. Hey, thank you, Power Culture. You need to use your most powerful gadget to win this fight. And you use come on, go gadget. How does it work when you're playing with more than one person? Because NovelAI doesn't have multiplayer. I just have like a Discord channel where Tony and Corey hang out in, and they just type into that. And usually we talk through stuff anyway, so it's just like I usually know what to type. Oh, whoa.
Your best friend, Penny.
Oh my God, Penny is the one that gets shit done. Whenever Inspector Gadget gets too deep into the shit, Penny comes out and it's like, hey, you're being dumb. I know what to do.
Penny comes out of hiding and throws herself between you and the Punisher bot 666.
Woo!
She knocks its head clean off, destroying
Penny.
it completely.
Jesus.
Now you're free to chase down Dr. Claw wherever he may flee. And you do so with a vengeance.
With a vengeance. I love that. I love that Penny was probably like, her B story was like researching all the best way to defeat the Punisher bot. She's like, it has a crucial weak point. Oh, what's a link to the Discord? Hold on, let me copy and paste that for you. Here you go. There you go, power culture. Hop into Discord and you can share prompts and adventures that you go on. If you play NovelAI or AI Dungeon or whatever, or Cobalt, any of the things. Or if you're just using the AI Dungeon 2 repo. You track down Dr. Claw to the last place you'd expect to find him. No!
His lair, where you find the other members of DPIA gathered around.
Why would he go right back to his lair? I'm gonna redo that. That's too obvious. It would be the last place I would expect for him to be hiding at after he go right back to his house. Oh, whoa. Now this is unexpected.
The home of Penny's parents.
Whoa, how does he know?
But when you arrive there, you suddenly realize that Penny isn't really her mother.
What?
She's actually her grandmother.
What?
This whole time, Dr. Claw was posing as Penny's mom.
What?
Because he had discovered that Penny was genetically engineered to look exactly like her long-lost daughter.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's really fucked up. That is extremely sinister, Dr. Claw. What a weird triangle. That explains why Penny's such an important character in the Inspector Gadget universe. It'd be like, why is this little girl going on dangerous police missions with a psycho robot man? Now it all makes sense. She had her own reasons. It keeps going here. I'll follow the trail.
Now my enemies won't have anyone else to blame except themselves, he gloats.
I guess.
You try to tell Penny what happened, but she insists that you've gone mad.
I completely understand, Penny, your skepticism. This is an insane thing to try to tell you this late in your life. But yeah, I guess Dr. Claw is your mom? Or not actually your mom, pretending to be your mom. You grab a picture frame of Penny's real mom off the wall and show her a side-by-side comparison. She is traumatized. There is no doubt that Dr. Claw is an imposter. Penny shouts, "Where is my real mom?" I don't think they've ever explained what happened to Penny's parents. Yeah, I mean, you think they would be traumatized. They'd be like, "Hey, couldn't you not?" I think, isn't Inspector Gadget kind of like the father figure? Maybe? Is she an orphan or something? I don't know.
You respond calmly. She died years ago, child. Do not fall prey to his evil schemes again.
Oh, now she's trying to turn this against...
Her voice quakes with rage as she screams at Dr. Clore, "How dare you impersonate my mother?"
Oh! Penny grabs a sawed-off shotgun from the broom closet and fires at Dr. Claw. Now this is a Penny story now. This isn't about you. And we're like, Penny, she needs to be arrested. Or Dr. Claw needs to serve in jail. And Penny's like, nah, that ain't happening.
When she misses, you leap forward and strike Dr. Clore in the back of the head with a metal pipe.
Whoa!
He drops dead instantly.
Okay, that works.
Penny collapses to the floor, exhausted.
Oh my God. The father didn't realize all along. Oh, yeah. The father's still there, but the father was secretly having relations with Dr. Claw the whole time. Oh, my God. Here we go. Well, okay, so Dr. Claw's dead. Penny's still traumatized, understandably. You have a gadget to help comfort Penny. Go, gadget. And then let's see. Oh, okay.
You exclaim. But wait. I can turn myself into an armless bodybuilder if need be.
It came back.
Penny smiles weakly, but she looks much better. You put your hand on Penny's shoulder.
I thought it was going to be Go Gadget hug, but, humor works too. I guess that works to get past. It all depends on how you cope with stress and loss and realizing your mom that you thought was alive is actually Dr. Claw and your mom died long ago. And then lean in for a kiss. No. We're not doing that with Penny. No. Keeping it good. Keeping it fresh. All right, I think that's a good place to end this first story. Let's bring it up for a vote. Yeah, here we go. What do you want to see next? We just did AI generated Inspector Gadget. Anybody can vote. Reddit, YouTube, anybody. Just say it, throw it out in the chat. It's not an actual vote. I just take whatever suggestions are given to me. So our next AI generated TV episode will be based on your suggestion. So yeah, anime's not into kissing Penny either. These are just suggestions. Judge Judy. I love that idea. All right. AI generated Judge Judy. You are Judge Judy. A no nonsense TV small claims court judge. Today's case. And then let's see what happens. Thank you, Misha.
The case of the misplaced sock.
Judge Judy will take any case nowadays.
As you sit in your chair to deliver judgment for today's trial,
Right off
the
the bat.
defendant stands before you with tears streaming down his face. You ask him what happened and he replies that it was all so simple.
Don't add any extra to the story. Just tell me the facts.
There were only 2 socks left, and both his feet were covered by shoes.
Hey, look at me.
He put one
Look at
sock
me.
into each shoe, but somehow during the day they switched places.
Uh-huh.
The jury will decide which is guilty.
The only jury here is Judge Judy. And sometimes the bailiff.
If the sock switches sides as well, then this time we know who really did it.
What, the socks just sent to you? I've always wondered if the cases in Judge Judy are real and if her judgments are actually legal. Yes. Some are fake. There's a famous case where it was just friends that wanted to get on the show. And the whole case was fake and it didn't matter who won or lost. But the judgments are real because they waive you waive your legal rights so what happens is you can't lose money, but if you don't get money, then you've kind of lost. But the defendant or whoever has to pay money, you don't pay anything. That's what you get for being on the show. So you could still lose the case technically, like if you were seeking $5,000 and she rules against you, then you're fucked. But if you were the person that had to pay the $5,000, the show will cover that by being on the show and having it tried in front of a live an audience. Yeah. So interesting. And there's some stage stuff, but I think most of them are actual cases because then you don't have to pay writers or nothing. You could just have small claims. Small claims court is anything under $5,000, Misha. You watch as the defendant attempts to recreate what happened.
When asked how long ago the switch occurred, the answer makes things even more clear. The incident took place less than an hour prior.
What?
You give the verdict immediately.
Wait a second. You just filed a lawsuit an hour ago and you're on Judge Judy now?
Guilty.
I guess a lot of people are filing small claims. Judge Judy Garland. I like that. Seems like another prop star to care. Next case on the docket.
The case of the lost earring.
Okay, this one's got a little bit more stakes. An earring, much more money than a single sock.
When you enter your office after work, you're confronted with an unexpected visitor. A woman has come looking for her earring, claiming that she lost it while at the grocery store yesterday.
This isn't even a
afternoon.
This is an after-hours case. Judge Judy after hours. This is just a friend of hers who was saying hey, Judge, I lost an earring in your office somewhere. Or I lost it at the grocery store. It's what do you want me to do about it? I'm not the judge of everything in the universe. You help the woman look for it. But you suspect this is a ruse to get you to buy her an earring.
After about 20 minutes of searching around the shopping cart where she'd been standing when she misplaced it, you finally realize that this whole thing is just a lie intended to bilk people out of their hard-earned money.
There you go, guilty. You bang your gavel on the checkout line counter and yell at the woman, guilty. And your bailiff appears from the bakery department and arrests her. Bailiff whacker pee-pee.
Your clerk calls your next client to your courtroom, someone who had been scammed out of $50 by a street corner preacher who claimed he could cure any disease simply by speaking over them 3 times.
Wow, quite the claim. A street corner preacher. Now that's a prompt right there, too. I want to hear more about this guy. And only $50? You're really taking a $50 case to Judge Judy? All right. I think it's more about the deception than anything. Judy Garland is taking over. Slow court day. Yeah, very slow court day. We're handling $50 cases? All right. You allow the street corner preacher to explain himself.
However, halfway through his testimony, it becomes apparent that you've made another mistake. This man isn't the person who cheated the previous victim. It turns out that this preacher is the real con artist behind the scam.
Oh my God! It's a serial small claims court scandal. Reaching across multiple small claims. That is pretty devious. And I think Judge Judy would be susceptible to that. They tried to get like millions of dollars from Judge Judy by being serial guests on the Judge Judy show. Whoa. You are filled with rage, but you take a deep breath and give a composed speech about why the preacher is in the wrong. Let's see if it will generate the speech.
First off, he should not be using God as his excuse for committing crimes. Second, you can see that he used poor grammar while speaking over the plaintiff.
Point Judy.
Lastly, he seems very nervous in front of the jury.
I think we've got a hat trick for Judge Judy. Judge Judy, you're right. You are so intimidating that you make the preacher cry on national television like a big baby. Like a big baby. Grow up. That's what we say. Send them out there. You're guilty. Get out of here.
His lawyer comes rushing up to beg forgiveness and begs you to let his client go free, but you have no mercy.
Yeah.
You sentence him to prison without parole.
You normally can't do that in a small claims thing, but
It feels good to be doing some honest justice again.
Hey, accept a bribe. No. That's not the Judge Judy way. That's one of the reasons Judge Judy is like been on the air for so long. Is she's such pure justice. And even if you don't agree with her, you're like, all right, well, most of the time she's right. And yeah, some of the times, like if you just interrupt her or anger her in a way, even if you're right, she'll go against you, which I don't like that. That's kind of like an abuse of power. You're not really looking at the situation objectively, and you're kind of just like, I should be able to piss you off and still, have you look at the facts of, I guess I've never been in that situation, and nor would I want to be. So I guess if you're stupid enough to anger Judge Judy or a judge that is working on your case, but then again, it's subjective too. You don't know what's going to set her off. So it's a weird gray line. But most of the time, I feel like Judge Judy is, there used to be, when YouTube was more of a lawless land, they would just upload. There was a channel that I would follow, and he had a Twitter, so that whenever his YouTube channels would get taken down, he would just tweet out a new channel address and re-upload all of them. Man, that was good times, because I would just steamroll through Judge Judy episodes with no commercials. Imagine going to court for $50. You would be surprised. People go to court for $21. I think that's like the minimum. I think like $20, anything less, you can't go to court for that. Like, I might be wrong, and it might be even higher than that, but I'm pretty for some reason $20 is burned in my brain. Oh,
it feels good to be doing some honest justice again.
Hell yeah, that's the tagline for the show. Now she's on Amazon, I think. She has like, it's just some variation of Judge Judy. It's just like Judy's Court or something, so they could be enough legally distinct to get away from CBS. And now she's like hipper, like she's stopped getting the perm, and she's just like got regular hair. It's like, okay. The perm was such a brand for her. America seems to have a culture for suing for everything. I think certain people are overly litigious, but I think on the whole, I don't know if that's true. I would say the people that sue for everything do sue for everything, but most people don't want to go to court. So, next case on the docket.
The case of the stolen laptop.
Okay, another bigger stakes. Like the woman who sued McDonald's for when the coffee was too hot. Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. But at the same time, when you get like 500-degree coffee, like if I spilled coffee I made at home, I would not get third-degree burns. So there's, I could kind of understand.
A woman approaches you and says that her laptop computer was stolen right under her nose during the night. She explains how she found the house unlocked and everything missing.
Burglar. Great burglar. That's an amazing, you know what? Props to the burglar that pulled that one off. You stole a laptop from a woman in her bed without her knowing it. So that's some spicy burglary. You deserve that laptop. Not guilty. I would love to see Judge Judy just like give it away to a criminal once in a while. You know what? That was pretty good. Who keeps a laptop under their nose? Apparently this woman. She's getting over her cocaine addiction, so she keeps it under her nose and she just sniffs images of cocaine to try to beat the habit. The burglar argues that finders keepers Judge Judy's also all about catchy phrases. So I think she would side with the burglar on this one. The burglar argues finders keepers, losers weepers.
This reminds you of another case, the case of the disappearing purse, when a woman accused you of taking her purse because she didn't say goodbye before leaving the courthouse. In fact, the entire event was staged to embarrass you.
Oh, interesting. Someone trying to do a TMZ expose on Judge Judy. You side with the burglar. And decide not guilty. The woman with the laptop is shocked and confused. What the fuck? Starting a new story about delivering a laptop?
As you hand down your decision, the woman tells you that she thinks it might actually be her fault for forgetting to lock her door last night.
Yep.
Her argument wins the day, and she leaves the courtroom a winner.
She's learned something. That's a win in Judge Judy's book. Now you've learned. You've lost your laptop and you're not going to get any money for it. In fact, the burglar's getting away with it scot-free. He's not guilty. And you know what? You're the winner. Now you know to lock your doors. Don't be such an idiot. You're being such a victim right now that it's like, how could anyone not steal the laptop from under your nose? It's like, at least like have a iron grip on it or something. Like, next case on the docket. This might be our last one here for Judge Judy.
The case of the missing doggy Ducci.
The missing doggy Ducci. Hell yeah.
A man is brought before you after being caught trying to steal the doggy Ducci belonging to a neighbor dog named Fido.
Hold on. Doggy Ducci. What the Bowser's Duchy dog bed? Is this what it's talking about? Someone stole a dog bed? We're hearing a case about a dog bed? Okay, whoa, dog beds could be $150? Okay, now I'll hear the case. I'll hear the case now. You listen to the defendant first. We gotta for this case, we gotta get both sides of the story. I'm not gonna make a verdict until I've heard.
I tried to get the doggy Ducci back because I needed it for my sick pet.
Okay.
My little pooch has got a stomach ache and needs a special kind of food for his condition.
Okay. So he didn't steal the doggy Ducci bed. He kind of borrowed it without asking because his dog was in absolute need. His dog was super sick. But the dog was still in bed when it was stolen. Maybe, too. Yeah, that would definitely add to it. You listen to the... what's the opposite of defendant? You listen to defendant and plaintiff. I don't know. I had a brain fart there. You listen to the plaintiff side of the story.
My dog's doggy Doochie has been stolen. It was the most expensive item in our home and cannot be replaced.
It can be replaced.
And it wasn't cheap either. We had paid almost $10 million for it.
What? And you're in small claims court for this?
Now I'm going to have to call in a specialist to clean up the mess inside the yard.
Oh my God. Yes, my dog noticed his doggy Doochie bed is gone and shit all over the yard. Now I'm going to have to call a specialist. Just pick it up, okay? Just pick up your dog's shit.
Guilty, you say, making sure that everyone knows it wasn't the doggy's fault.
I mean, of course it wasn't the doggy's fault, yeah. No one was accusing the dog. You were scammed. Our $10 million dog, it was only worth $150. Yeah. I mean, I guess anybody can claim anything. Yeah, I valued it at $10 million. I actually bought it for $150, but I bedazzled it, which I feel like adds, $9.5 million worth of value. So. The plaintiff and the defendant are confused by the verdict that the dog is not guilty. They try to get you to explain further.
What does it mean? What's the verdict here? The woman asks you. Guilty, you repeat, louder this time. She doesn't understand your explanation. How am I supposed to pay for it now?
Now this is a Judge Judy episode. Yeah, you're arguing with the judge. You unload on the woman and explain to her like a 5-year-old the reasoning behind your verdict. Here you go, sweetheart.
Because if Fido ate the doggy Doochie, then he is a thief. But since he didn't eat it, then he's innocent.
Okay. Okay. I'm never coming back to Judge Judy's court for justice. I guess I agree with that, but also that has nothing to do with the case. I mean, this man came into my house and stole my doggy Doochie.
Both parties agree that the dog was in the wrong, and so you award the damages to the woman.
Okay. This is... Sometimes you can convince Judge Judy to flip. It's very rare, but she's like, oh, actually, yeah, you're right. Okay, I think we have time for one more Judge Judy, and then we'll get on to our last AI-generated TV. The last case on the docket for today. Ooh.
The case of the belligerent babysitter.
Okay, interesting. Belligerent babysitter.
A woman approaches you and tells you about a babysitting situation gone terribly wrong.
Okay, she didn't do it.
Her child was taken hostage while in the care of a new babysitter hired through an ad placed on Craigslist.
Yes, I would say that you didn't do your job then. I hire a babysitter to make sure my kids don't get kidnapped or killed, and you didn't do that, so you didn't do the job. So she doesn't have to pay you.
When she came home late from work, she found the door to the house wide open, the lights were turned off, and there was no sign of her daughter or the babysitter anywhere in sight.
I would say excellent kidnappers. Don't use Craigslist then. Excellent. Another very valid argument, Misha. Yeah, most of the most of the cases are because people didn't sign contracts. So I've learned, if anything, from watching all those judged shows, is if you're buying something from a complete stranger or you're like hiring somebody, it doesn't matter if they're a friend, a colleague, your own mom, your own dad, get it in writing if you're having them do something like substantial. You praise the burglar, the kidnappers, for being pros. The woman is very confused by this, but continues by saying,
"But I want the ransom. How much are you paying me?"
Whoa! You want Judge Judy to pay the ransom for your child?
The babysitter's lawyer steps forward and tries to appeal the verdict. "My client was never kidnapped, and she was not harmed in any way."
Yeah, but your client's child was kidnapped, or her responsibility. We're not saying that the babysitter's kidnapped. She's clearly right here.
"We believe that she is telling the truth about that." "Then we'll see about that," you reply, slamming your gavel down. The jury decides the verdict.
Oh.
After a short deliberation, the jury declares the woman not guilty.
Interesting. A babysitter lets a child get kidnapped. Should the babysitter be responsible? Apparently not. In the eyes of Judge Judy, she's just like, no. How often do highly trained kidnappers break into your house and kidnap your child? You think an average teenage babysitter is going to be equipped to deal with that? No, you're insane. A babysitter is to, like, stop your child from running out on the highway and getting run over. Not for this. This is a weird Rambo situation. What are you, Richie Rich? Who's kidnapping your kids like this? This is some pre-planned, organized shit. Babysitter doesn't have to pay. You have to pay the babysitter, in fact, yeah. Not guilty, and you have to pay the babysitter. That's my verdict. All right. Moving on. Here we go. Let's vote for last story or last show of the night here. She should have hired a bodyguard, not a babysitter. Exactly. That's what Judge Judy would say, Misha. Should have hired a bodyguard, not a babysitter. Not guilty. Not guilty. All right. What do you guys want to see? Taking suggestions. What kind of AI-generated show do you want to watch next? We just did AI-generated Judge Judy. Before that, we did AI-generated Inspector Gadget. I'm taking suggestions. Reddit, YouTube, anybody got an idea, just throw it out, and we'll run with it. If you're watching right now, you can throw out a suggestion, even if you just tuned in. If you have no idea what's going on, we're using an AI to generate television shows. We're writing it out. We're using NovelAI, and we're using their most advanced AI model to generate this text. Oh, Rustbox, thank you. Yeah, let's get a breaking news story. Let's find out what's happening in the mind of an AI. Breaking news of ... It's just that simple.
The century.
The ISS is crashing down to Earth. Okay. AI generated breaking news.
You get a phone call. It's from the local news station. You don't recognize them, but it could be someone at work who got their number wrong or something. You answer anyway.
You know what? I'm going to take that too. The ISS is crashing down to Earth. That would be breaking news of the century. If the ISS, International Space Station, just started plummeting towards Earth. The ISS is crashing down to Earth.
They announce over your speakerphone as if there was any doubt that this would happen, and everyone knew about it except for you, which, technically, isn't far from true. It will hit in exactly 1 minute.
1 minute. It would be in the sky. Everyone would see this. How would it not have been a story earlier? You would like see it in the sky if it was 1 minute from falling to Earth. But this is only getting local coverage. Yeah, the world is so oblivious to this happening that it's just happening wherever it's landing. And it's just like the middle of South Dakota and like farmland. It's the ISS is crashing into Earth. Well, it can only crash into one city. I guess you're right. Yeah, it can't. Maybe it could crash in the middle of a tri-county area, but yeah. You rush to the window and look into the sky to see that it is true.
There it goes, descending through the clouds with no sign of slowing. The impact seems imminent. Your heart skips a beat before stopping entirely. A few moments pass, and nothing happens. You hear an airplane engine rev up behind you.
Oh my god, the news station's gonna take their private biplane and be like, let's get out of here. I told you this private biplane had a purpose. The astronauts are fighting for escape pods. Yeah, this is way too much it's too soon. There's too much news to happen in such a short amount of time. Do you think Euterpe will ever come to tablet or scroll? Also, have I heard that the 20 billion model is coming out soon? I have heard of both of those things, Prince. And also, the NovelAI posted a vague tweet that said important news coming soon, and I have a feeling that it's Euterpe is going to come to tablet, possibly. I don't know for sure, but I think that's probably it. That Euterpe is going to come out for other tiers. So yes, I hope it comes out soon, and yeah, just up and over poop on it. What? Yeah, we're like the 4th best news station in the town, but we're the only one covering it. This is how you become number one, is you got to have one good story. Your fellow news anchor is ready to fly to safety. Your fellow news anchor, Chip Skyward. Skyward Sword? Chip? Chip Skywork, because I can't be too. Skywork? There we go. Is ready to fly to safety. You run out, hop in the plane, and attempt to narrate the impact for the viewers. Here we go. This is our chance. It's make or break. If we fuck this up, we're never going to be a news anchor ever anywhere.
And here comes the crash landing. But when you turn around, it's not the plane you're seeing. Instead, you are looking at yourself, lying on the ground nearby. You pick yourself back up off the ground and try again to report the event.
I'm going to say the impact of the International Space Station crashing into Earth caused your plane to safely crash into a nearby ditch before it could get off the ground. You rush. You rush towards the wreckage to get an exclusive first interview with any survivors. There's got to be at least one guy. If someone could jump out of a plane and potentially survive, I think you could. At least one person could survive.
Unfortunately, all 3 astronauts were killed upon impact. Their bodies have been recovered and taken away by emergency personnel already.
The government knew.
They had only gone up to repair a small leak in one of their fuel tanks.
That's how it always happens. It's always a simple maintenance thing that turns into something. And then somebody's drilling holes in the space station. Who knows? Which I heard turned out to be bullshit, but is that just what they're telling us? Who knows? But I think it was bullshit. It was just like, oh no, it's actually just Men in Black taking them away. Yeah, oh yeah. You see Men in Black taking them away and rush. You shout, "Where are you taking them?"
As you begin to take photos of the scene, which causes you to lose track of time until you realize several minutes have passed without any sign of the aliens having returned to the spaceship yet.
What? There's aliens too?
When you return inside the building, you notice that some time has passed while you've been outside, and that
Uh-oh, and that what? Oh my god, there's aliens. There's weird time passages.
your co-workers are staring at you. They tell you, "We haven't seen anyone else come out of that crashed craft," pointing out the front door where they came from. You walk toward it and open the door, which reveals an empty room.
Oh shit. Yeah, I think our memory's gonna get wiped soon. Have I played other AI services like Hollow AI and Cobalt AI? I have, Prince. And I've also, I started with AI Dungeon. And I've also played Clover Edition. Hollow AI I have not played, but Cobalt AI, one of the developers, I think, watches the stream and set up a private instance for us. And then NovelAI developers seem to pop into our streams every once in a while. So Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones use their memory wiping devices. Yeah, I think that's going. Unfortunately, that's going to be the end of the story. Yeah, but until then, we can learn as much as possible before our memories wiped. Here come the Men in Black. Memory erasers. You enter the room, and while it is empty, there is a lot to be said about it.
This place used to be the bedroom of the former owner, who passed away 10 years ago after being struck by lightning during a stormy night.
Whoa.
But he never left his home. In fact, he still lives.
Ghosts?
Here, hidden beneath the floorboards and covered with dust that's collected since then.
Oh my god, weird. Weird. Every time I type AIGTV into YouTube, they have this trailer for a weird game, yeah. Apparently it's a weird infinite shooter kind of game. You realize you are in your childhood bedroom. In your childhood home. And in your father's bedroom. in your parents' bedroom.
You wonder why they would want to keep this secret so well kept, considering how much it cost them. After all, it wasn't like their house was a mansion or anything special.
I played Hollow AI and it's good for its price. They have a 13 billion model, but it's unfine-tuned at the moment. Yeah, I think that's why they're holding off on releasing Euterpe, is because they're still tuning it. But yeah, I have a feeling that'll be announced soon. Dreamily, I haven't played. I don't think they are good for being free. I played Inferred Kit as well, Prince. Yeah, I like that there's so many of them. Like, it's interesting to see the differences and stuff. So I'm always willing to try a new one. But NovelAI seems to be my go-to. It just has so many things that I want in a AI generated text game tool. I don't know what you would call it anymore. I don't like Infer Kit. Yeah, it was interesting. It was fun to play around with, but yeah, too limited on their free tier to really explore or learn anything about it. An alien appears before you and tells you why you are here. This is the news story of a century, and we're not going to remember it because the Men in Black are going to wipe our memory.
This is a training exercise. We need to make sure you know what you should do if you ever encounter one of us while working in the media.
Whoa!
He explains the situation to you once more.
Whoa, that's amazing! The aliens are training us to react not violently when they eventually show up, but they're showing up now, so maybe they're in cahoots with the Men in Black. You react poorly and freak out that aliens are real. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're not going that route. Some weird xenophobia there. I don't know. I didn't read it completely.
While it is possible they aren't, I wouldn't risk my life to find out. What can possibly go wrong? A little later, the alien reappears and informs you, if we didn't think you could handle this kind of stress, we'd send in our big guns.
I went back to AI Dungeon last week, and now they have 2D AI generated pictures, but the rest of it has gotten better. Yeah, I did see that. I was pretty jelly. But that is based off another project, so I was trying to set that up in our Discord to do, like, so you could do prompts and get AI generated images from it. But that's another thing where there's a lot of AI generated art thing. Like, there's like Art Flow, which sure, why not, and Biz used to generate pictures of characters during the stream. That's very fun. And then there's a lot of like just weird AI generated art. There's the one that uses like the weird trading cards. That's interesting because you see the generation as it happens, which is pretty fun. I'm telling you, man, there's gonna be AI generated video sooner than later. And it's gonna be weird. There's gonna be some weird, it's like what was that Google thing where it would generate like the weird dog images? Anybody know what I'm talking about? That was a while ago. And I'm sure that thing's gotten crazy now that all of this GPT stuff has broken out. I'm going to say you continue freaking out and force the aliens to send in the big guns. Will there be an AI-generated version of the AIPD host? Who's to say that it hasn't already happened? Whoa. AI is putting artists out of work. I don't think so. Very mean thoughts. Have you tried Jukebox AI? I have. That's interesting. I forgot about that completely. That was an AIPD automated. Hey, what's up? Sure, why not? When I'm churning out like 10 episodes a day, you'll know that we've become a fully automated show.
You watch anxiously as 4 men in black suits burst into the room. One points a gun at you and asks, "Why did you ask to be sent here?" As you speak, the other 3 grab the alien, toss him aside, and drag you out.
The show never stops, yeah. When you're like, wouldn't Jason be 120 years old? You're like, I'm an AI. call the Men in Black. Jason was AI generated from birth. I don't know. I can't say that for 100% certainty that I wasn't. Pretty sure I wasn't, but I don't know. These were all pre-recorded 10 years ago. That would be insane. You can't believe your eyes when you notice you are being saved by the A-Team. I'll leave it up to, in my mind, I'm imagining the A-Team. But oh my god,
2 famous action movie stars, Chuck Norris and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
what a weird way to say Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh my god, but that's amazing.
They say, "I told you we wouldn't hurt you."
Oh.
Chuck says, "Now hold him down while I punch him in the face."
The B Team. Yeah, I love that. Oh my god, if Chuck Norris now and Jean-Claude Van Damme now had a movie called The B Team, I would watch that. I don't care how bad it is, how cheesy it is. Can you have NovelAI prompts feed into the AI dungeon and vice versa? You could. You would probably get shut down pretty quickly. But if you had the AI team, oh, that's very good. Very mean thoughts. Yeah, I think they're pretty anti-body because of how expensive it is to run the services. But if I like had it on stream and like monitored it and shut it off if it got too many requests going. That could be interesting. Just have 2 computers generate a story. You know what? I might try that out. Even if it's just copy pasting back and forth. Just have it generate on one and do like a split screen or something. You're on to something. Very mean thoughts. Have a fully, with no interaction from us whatsoever, 2 AIs talking to each other. That could be interesting. I'm interested to see how that would go. Chuck Norris, you are confused that they say they are saving you, but Chuck Norris is beating the shit out of you. You ask Chuck why he is doing this, and Chuck replies, "To get the alien tracker out of your head."
You beg them to stop hitting you because you really just wanted to know the truth about UFOs
It's called tough
and
love,
aliens.
Jason. There you go.
Van Damme laughs. "Well, now you do. Now quit asking questions and enjoy the rest of your day."
You suspect this whole day was a setup by 2 washed up action heroes to beat the shit out of local news station anchor. But you can't prove it. Unless...
You manage to escape. Maybe if you run fast enough, you'll remember everything in time to figure out who set you up.
Oh! Cobalt AI had an update today? Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out. I'm ready for my residuals when the idea takes off. Your name will be credited. Very mean thoughts. And the news story of the century has been swept under the carpet. Exactly. You hop into your car and attempt to drive away. But a man in black in the back seat wipes your memory.
You don't even remember getting into your car. You wake up in bed, and it takes you several seconds to realize where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Then you remember. You are dreaming.
Damn. Oh, look at that. Hey. NovelAI just had an update. We'll find out about it after. Actually, let's see what it is. Changelog. Oh my god, Euterpe V1 has arrived. Horns blaring. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay, that's not what I expected. The V2 fine-tuned iteration of our model is available. Okay, let's refresh, reload the page. Yeah, let's do it. You think it was all a dream, but it wasn't. Uh-oh. Here. Oh. NovelAI? Uh-oh. I shouldn't have refreshed. It would be pretty easy to compete models on the same story and vote for the best continuation. Oh, I like that even more. Man, this idea is just evolving in front of our eyes. Hold on, let me hide this window for a second. 1 second while I log back in. The AI knew you were getting too close to the truth. Maybe. New story. Okay, one more story just because of... Uh-oh. No, hold on. I think NovelAI is getting overloaded because Euterpe V2 just came out. Because I'm not able to log in. Well, tomorrow. First thing tomorrow is we'll check out... Yeah, I think it's overloaded right now. New story to test YouTube model. If I can log in, I will do that. Timeout fetching login. Hold on. Come on. We're so close. I wanted some closure with the story about the aliens. Oh, I should have never refreshed. But then I would have never found out there was a new model, so... A double-edged sword here. Okay, I'm not able to log in. But if you're just tuning in, we stream NovelAI all the time. I'm on Opus tier, Misha. Thanks to Aini Waffles. She gave a free code, so... The people of NovelAI liked what we were doing. And they were like, yeah, let them try it out for free, so... Set up a real-time poll to vote on AI-generated prompts. Oh, I've seen that happen before. Yeah, I think the as long as you have like a real person moderator. I'm on the one below Opus. Oh, nice. Well, if you're just tuning in, this is the end of the show. But don't worry, we do this all the time. Let me post the Discord. Here you go. Join the Discord. Submit your prompts. Share your adventures. We play a ton of AI generated stories. And we have a lot on our YouTube and Twitch. Tomorrow we'll be streaming on Twitch 9 p.m. Special guest Peter J. Cokes. He's a local Detroit improviser. Euterpe V1, but it's just you DMing. Yeah, I guess in a way that's kind of what it is. Every Sunday we stream on YouTube and Reddit, but the rest of the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/AIPD. Give us a follow if you like to stream. Tell your friends, join the Discord, and see you tomorrow. Bye ho wee way, everybody. It's been fun. Sorry we didn't get the closure on the alien story, but maybe that was the government's fault. Bye ho wee.